Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to our video game. In the previous video, we have explored altogether how to write program in Java using some basic syntax, the structure of Java, how we can get input, how we can display the output, including the text and variable. We also use the tool Eclipse IDE in order to create project and then create our code later in Java. So in this video, we're going to review a little bit what we've done in previous video, and if you see two more examples regarding how we can use Java. This is with using loop, the summation for a certain of numbers, and we do something in order to find the root of equation. So we're back to our Eclipse tool. If you don't open it yet, please search Eclipse in your program and run it. So this is from our previous video, the structure of Java programming. We have class named. We have the public static void main functions, and this is where we create variable. We do something in order to display message. In order to get input, we create an object called scanner first. Let's say I give it a name. Then you can use it later. Okay. In case of the text name variable string here, we use function called nextLine. In case it is a number, we use nextInt. If in this guy in the first video, we have different function that we can use to get different data input. And we do some operations. And last but not least, we display the message on screen using the plus symbol operator in order to pass the text or the variable altogether. So next, we will create a new class. New program to test another program summation from 1 to 100 or find root of equation. So you can explore to your project explorer on the left here by clicking on this symbol, or if you do not find it, go to window again, go to show view and then project explorer. Okay. So this is the package, the folder that we created before, test. So we create number 1, test, number 2, test. Tick on this to auto generate, or you don't tick it, is fine. Okay. So let's say you don't tick on this and you finished. So we create a new class file in here. As remember, we press Ctrl plus to make our program font here bigger. So this is the output from the previous program. We can close it here. So let's say we create a main function. Main. If we don't have main function, we cannot run the program. Okay. But when we explore the object-oriented programming topic, class and object, we can create class that not contain main function, but we can create other class to test our class that already created before. Okay. So let's say in here we want to do summation of number from 1 to 100. So let's say we create a variable. Let's say summation. Let's say put it as sum. Start from 0. Okay. We do a for loop. We can start with basic syntax in for loop. We have by 3 blocks, right? We have 3 blocks in here. The first one is starting number initialization. Let's say k equal to 1, k less than or equal, let's say 100 or thousands, whatever you want it to be. K equal to k plus 1. Sometimes you say k plus plus. So it start with this one. A check condition. If it is true, okay, code inside here will be executed. Then it will run the increment. Come back to check condition again. If it is true, it run again. If not, exit the loop, right? Repeat the step here. So this part runs only once time in for loop. So I put a variable here, sum equal to sum plus k, which we want this variable to keep incrementing by k, right? So from the loop variable, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 100. So we got those summation of number. Okay. So finally, I can display the text on screen. Totals summed equaled plus sum here, the sum variable. Okay. Summation. Let's add it a little bit more. Run this. So this is total summation from 1 to 100, right? Okay. You can adjust this to a variable as well. Let's say we put this into, let's say, n, and I put 20. Okay? And I pass variable n in here. It's also working fine. It means that k starting from 1. The rule is k less than or equal than n, which n was set to 20. We told us those number. So we'll update the message it to be a little bit more friendly. We can know the summation is from which range to another range. Summation from 1 to n in here, right? So I passed some variable to n, right? N variable is something. Okay, what is total summation? So this is we need to add plus symbol. I add variable n in between, so I get the message total summation from which number to which number. Then we get this all summation. Okay, so you can verify it manually using your own calculator or something else to check whether it is correct. Okay. So from this program, you can adjust it to more better display as number as well. This way 1, 2, 3 until this number. Say also display the variable k in this case, but we don't do the new line. Then the last space in order to get a space in between. And after we get this, so let's say add slash t here in order to get all the numbers in the new line and certain space. As you can see here, we get the range of number. Okay. Total summation of this set of number is this. Okay, very basic, I suppose you just learned before. We also apply it to be more functional, like n is supplied by user input. You can create as a scanner, right? Scanner, we have a C, new scanner again, system.int. Okay, so the n is get from user input, so we can pass this accordingly. We don't know what the user input it is, but we can set a tag or number that based on user input. We can summation for all of those number from 1 to the number that is already input by user. If they input 50, let's run 50 times and sum those number, right? Okay, so here is waiting for user input, so we should give a friendly message in here before getting user input. So add system out again, enter a number. Okay, so that we can use it later. I don't use ln in order to get the user input in the same line. Here input, let's say 30. So we got this number, right? From 1 to 30, we got this total summation number. Okay. So this is, as you can see, you can run this to get the result, this user input, but it asks you to run only one time. Right? In order to test another number, you need to press the run button again. Okay. So to make it more also functional, you can use a loop, right? Let's say create a new loop here. Whenever the user input already, we display the message and ask the user to input again. So let's say we add a while loop here. Okay, so I can move this code inside. Let's say I add a block here, press tab. Okay, so that means that this set of codes belong to while loop. So I will say while true, okay? Because the condition, the rule of while loop, when the condition is true, the code will be run. I want it to run as always, run and run and run again and again. Okay, we can do as a true variable like boolean in here. Okay, let's save this. So input 20. As you can see, run this stop one time, and then it come back to the while loop again. 40. So you can input as much as variable you want it to be. Okay, whatever variable you want it to be, you can put those. Okay. But as you can see here, there's something wrong. Why we get the number keep increasing as at first 210, and after being control T, it up to this number, this number, this number. We put only 5, but we should get only about 17, right? It's because when we use this loop here, all those summation will sum up all together from the previous program that we intern. So to fix this, you can reset the variable sum here. Whenever you start a new program, let's say sum reset to 0. Okay, you can do this. Let's say 10. Okay, 5, 7, right, so on and so forth. Okay, number from 1 to 5 is 14. It's not the same as the previous one before. So now it restart the summation variable for you. So this is how it works. So in case that you are not familiar with true or false, you can put certain thing like 10 over, let's say, 5. So this will be true, right? 10 is exactly greater than 5, so it is true. So this code will run. So what we want inside the condition is true or false only. That's why we adjust true directly if we want it to auto run. So you can put different number, so on and so forth here. That's it. We stop the program. So this is basically for the program to sum of the number. You can adjust the parameter to whatever you want. Run it again, run again and again using one.